Yeah, sorry guys, you haven't had audio. We've been talking about the draft. Things happen. I'm just gonna run the intro again. Jesus.
Shit happens. Blooper.
Well, we screwed that one up pretty bad. I'm LD. I'm joined by Fear here at the upstairs studio. It seems nobody can get a proper cast out without some sort of issue. I won't mess up the draft overlay though. So we have that going for us. But yeah, we were just talking about how Liquid's been picking much more open-ended drafts in the first stage. They've also been focusing on getting TC tempo controllers. And CNB, you were saying Treant Protector, Shadow Demon. It's like, what is the disruption setting up for?
But now we have our answer.
The Invoker.
Yep.
And Liquid go Wraith King. So are we looking at a support Wraith King here?
I think so. I'm not positive, but yeah, actually, yeah, it has to be. They're not going to run the support Mirana. So they just need one last hero to supplement this Wraith King. What could they do? Maiden's always good with it. They could do the Witch Doctor again. That's always good. It's hard to say. They can really pick up anything with that. But I think support Wraith King is where Wraith King should be as a hero. I don't like seeing him being played as a core.
There's some games where he's effective, but it feels like by the time Wraith King comes online and starts doing stuff, like he could offer you not as much, but close to as much as.
And
a support.
I feel like with Wraith King, I think it's a good thing when he dies. Like,
yeah,
it's good for the team fight, and when you're a support Wraith King, you die pretty easily. So it's weird as it sounds, it's good that your Wraith King's kind of squishy and dies in team fights, because that slow is ridiculous.
Not to mention, he's not like he has very little ability to lock on to heroes and just finish them off.
Yeah, I mean, he just throws his stun.
He's got a spammable single target stun, which he can use as a support or as a carry. He's not a ranged hero. He doesn't chase that well. The way you itemize him isn't normally like phase armlet or like phase drum Sanjiasha like lifestealer, so he doesn't actually get off that many right clicks in most fights.
Yeah, he's just a single target. And plus his stun is so good in early levels. So if you're supporting him, you can just like throw the stun down, throw an arrow, and whatever hero they put on that off lane is gonna have a rough time.
So his stun also removes living armor.
Yeah,
right?
It should.
So
yeah.
In theory, that plus Ion Shell, this Treant might not be too useful this game.
Yeah, they'll be able to lock heroes down pretty easily with that. But all good Treant players will... I mean, you can't get away from the Ion Shell. It's always going to be on you. But good Treant players will wait until like the Hellfire Blast damage over time is done. Then
you use the living armor.
So you have to be smart about it. And good Treant players will do that. And I got to say, well, Liquid's not playing it, so I don't know how CNB's tree is. We'll see, I guess. And then they pick up the Naga. Oh boy. We're seeing a lot of Naga, some fun. Looks like it's going to be a safe lane farming Naga. Yay. I mean, mid Naga to me is okay. I don't mind it so much because you run around, you can get runes, you can actually do stuff with it. But safe lane Naga is like watching paint dry for me.
Spoken by a guy who had a fair number of games with his teammate running it.
Yeah, well, and plus in mid you can spam. I don't even think it's good safe lane personally. I think it's really good mid. You farm faster mid in my opinion because you bottle crow and you just spam the Riptide over.
You'll get your levels a bit faster generally, so you have the max Riptide sooner, the extra points in illusion, so they're a bit tankier, and you can stack your jungle fine, especially Radiant side mid.
I want to say you farm mid faster Naga than you would safe lane.
And you don't need as much help either.
Yeah, you don't. So, but anyways, they chose to do it anyways.
Which is quite a passive draft from CNB, it feels like. Like, their laning stage, maybe they can get some kills with Disruption Sunstrike, but in the mid-game, who's actually setting the tempo for this team? Like, they can't really exert any pressure, and to me, until Naga gets Radiance or Invoker gets his Forge Spirits and Necrobook up.
Basically, what they need to do with this draft is basically, I'm assuming it's going to be Exort Invoker. That seems like the logical choice here for Sunstrikes on top of the Disruption. Really good combo. But on top of that, you get the Forge Spirits out. And on top of that, when you have
Don't worry, we're good. Sorry, just came in. He's like,
we got audio.
5 minute delay,
we're good.
man.
That 5-minute delay. Cut back in. Like, they don't need to do anything but sit in their lanes and have early game go well. And if what they need right now is a mech hero. So if they get a mech hero, get Forge Spirits, and just start sieging towers, that's going to be very, very hard for Liquid to deal with.
Liquid have decent creep clearing, but they're not hugely mobile as a team. There's no real global presence here, and, well, I mean, Darkseer doesn't instantly kill a wave. Shadow Fiend has to use 2-3 raises at least.
Shadow Fiend doesn't want to defend towers. He wants to be split pushing.
The one thing Liquid have, to me, is the Roche as well. They have Shadow Fiend minus armor, they have Wraith King lifesteal, and they have a natural mech carry in Darkseer.
There's your creep clearing ability when people push.
Oh, jeez.
Coddles in the game. Well, I will say, with this draft in particular, this is like the most even draft I've seen all day. I see this draft and I'm like, okay, both these teams have a very strong draft, and they both excel in the mid game. So this could be a really close game, potentially, if both teams play it well.
And I wonder if we'll get to see a properly farm Keeper of the Light with that mid-game
Ags,
Aghanim
right?
Scepter.
I mean,
Yeah,
unlikely.
we were talking with Synderen yesterday. He was arguing for the viability of like solo mid Coddle, but
No,
end of
it's
the day,
trash.
Hero can farm the jungle.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's a if you want to run Caudle with an Ags, it's a 4, but this game Caudle is going to be the 5 because they have a Wraith King. So if he gets an Ags, this game is going to be like it's either going to be a late Ags or it's going to be a Stomp.
Yeah, or they're just stomping CNB completely.
Pretty much, that's how it's going. And they pick up the Nyx Assassin. I mean, good against. That's an old Caudle counter.
Yeah.
Very ancient Caudle counter.
Puppy was ahead of his time when he went for it at TI2.
Yeah, it's really good though.
All right, well
But
we
how
nailed
is it
we nailed the overlay change after the draft.
Got it.
Mission accomplished.
This third story is having technical difficulties. Alrighty, let's see who picks up what. King RD, he is their. Is he their off-lane player? Usually? Yeah, he is.
This looks like an off lane Nyx, safe lane Invoker, and Naga mid potentially.
I'm very curious to see what Liquid does with this, because their draft has a potential to do a lot of cute things. Like, they can jungle the Caudle if they don't go there. They can go aggressive with this. If they hit a Wraithfire Blast on top of Illuminate, on top of Arrow, easy kills. So I'm really curious to see how they would plan on laning this.
Well, let's introduce the teams. Chat, stop trolling me, please. With 5 minutes delay. Don't tell me there's issues. Yeah, the in-game sound will. Audio should be working. It says it's working anyway. I see the bar moving, which is generally a good sign. But yeah, the in-game audio is now available, guys, as well on the stream as our voices should be in-game. Everything free to watch for those who don't know for TI4. If you want to check out the other TI4 NA Hub streams, you can just head to beyondthesummit.tv. Links to our Twitch team page. We've got Fear here, some other people from EG/D2L, as well as the Dota Cinema guys, and High Ground TV. So we've really brought in the full force of America.
Got a lot of good stuff, yeah.
Indeed. And on that note, well, here we go. It's Liquid versus CNB. Liquid on the dire side. We begin with TC. He'll be playing the Mirana. We saw him once earlier today, and he was just sensational.
On fire.
Yeah, he was hitting. It's like watching like a basketball game. The guy's like just spinning off his back foot and just drilling and half court shots, no questions asked. So here we go. Quake for the Shadow Fiend. Way 2 playing the Wraith King. We have Pegasus or Demon on the Keep of the Light. Can't say I approve of the name change. That's for 16-year-olds, Demon, not for you.
Red Bull gives you wings. That's why. That's the joke.
You're gonna get us in trouble. Boba on the Dark Sea.
Oh no, I love Monster.
This coverage presented by Monster, of course. On the Radiant side, we have CNB Baga playing the Shadow Demon. Ned. Ned will be handling the Champ Protector. That's Ned Bone. For those who don't know, Tavo on the Invoker. That does put 40R into the Naga Siren, so it will be a solo mid Naga rushing the bottle. It looks like in King RD handling the Nyx Assassin. So yeah, this is the pub board.
Yeah. All right, got it. I knew what you're talking about now. For some reason, my fog won't go away on Dire, and I can't click this.
Try F1.
Unfortunately, that just goes to my camera location.
You may just need to reconnect.
Think so? Let's try it.
Yeah. Well, while Fear reconnects, we'll see just some wards get dropped down. They will block the pole camp, and they'll block this camp. So really trying to deny the stacks for the Naga, as well as just somewhere for the Treant Protector to farm.
I travel light.
And
whatever, I can deal with it.
Wait, you have one team's fog?
Yeah. And the other one's a hockey for Rune, the F1, so I can't even change it. Maybe I can change it.
You could
settings.
rebind it in theory.
Okay.
I guess you'll have to change it back later.
I'll do that. You got it for now.
Yeah, only seeing one team's fog. And the thing that annoys me in Dota 2, like, it's not actual fog of war as a spectator. Like, you can still see, it's just grayed out.
Right.
It's hard to like put yourself in the head of the player when you can still see what's going on. But well, they will go aggressive tri-lane here, and Keeper of the Light tri-lane as well. We saw, I think, DK the first team to bring this back at Star Ladder. Alliance did run a Keeper of the Light tri-lane, but it was more of a defensive, like just get a super stacked Ember Spirit with their Magnus type of draft, whereas this is pressure the safe lane, try to deny the pull, and just, although interestingly they did ward block it, and just pressure the tower.
All right. We'll just deal with this later. It should be fine.
No fog. You're still no good.
No fog for now. I'll fix it after this. It's not a big deal. I can still see through the fog, so it's not a big deal.
So what you're saying is you're map hacking.
Yeah, I'm basically map hacking right now. And there's Quickfoot, again, having a great early game.
Yeah, he crushed a TA as Shadow Fiend. From level 1, just straight bottle rush.
Yeah.
With like 2 branches.
Shadow Fiend's one of those heroes where you're not supposed to get early levels. Like, that's supposed to be the weakness of the hero. The one and only weakness, basically. he just doesn't get very many CS early game because his base damage is terrible. But he's been doing a very good job of getting it. And once again, I forget to check if he had Raze first, but doesn't look like he did. No, because he didn't use any mana.
Okay.
So he's just doing it the hard way.
Yeah, that's impressive. That also,
impressive.
if you get those early last hits, suddenly Shadow Fiend, crappy base damage, he's got plus 22. We're 2 minutes in.
Yeah, this lane's won. Like, he won mid lane now.
This Naga's not going to have a fun time. And she didn't even go Stout Shield. She just straight Bottle Rush, so she will be very squishy. And, well, I mean, yeah, you've got 6 base armor, but it still adds up when you're hitting for 70 plus a pop.
No matter how much your armor is, Razes are going to hurt like crap. Especially when you're a melee hero. But she's still going to get a farm regardless due to the spam.
Oh, look at Way2's positioning. He dives past the tower. They've isolated these supports away from the wave, and they can look to spam and illuminate on them soon. And just keep the pressure up. The Wraith King thus far is not having very much fun. Invoker, sitting at 5 CS.
Alright. Yeah, I was fixing my settings, but why is Invoker on bottom lane?
Well, I guess they wanted to run the Naga mid.
I do agree it's better, but not when you have an Invoker, because Invoker's short lane against an aggressive
Ned might go down. Nedbone on the run. He's got 1 HP. The long range raise just out of range from Koikfa. Not much of a gank.
Not
that's
much.
a scary gank if you don't have souls, but when he's sitting on 17 souls at 3 minutes, man.
Ridiculous. This is like, I know it's really early in the game still, but Liquid has a trend right now. Like, they're going all in on lanes. This is like 3 games in a row where top 3 net worth is all of their cores.
And the thing is, like, Koikfa in particular is winning matchups that Naga more so in the Shadow Fiend's favor, but like beating TA 1v1 that early, very impressive. He's been playing very well.
I called him my favorite mid of the tournament.
Well,
and he's delivering.
He certainly is delivering. Korok may have some fans who will say he can give him a run for his money, but Koikfa has been playing some fantastic Dota lately.
Yeah. This is so annoying on bottom lane. It's more like popular to do this when you're on Radiant with Coddle on the Dire top lane. You just sit in the jungle and your carry just sits there and gets spammed by Illuminate. It's very frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, and the other thing is like you have this extra camp to farm on the Dire side if you want.
Right.
Do you think you should block the camp here? Because you can just Illuminate and steal their pull.
Yeah, I think they should put a ward that gives vision of it but does not block it.
So something like over like
yeah, just down over there. Yeah, pretty much somewhere over there. And that ward's going to get dewarded anyway, so they don't even have that anymore, because that's kind of like an obvious spot.
That is the one thing when you're laning against Keeper of the Light. We used to see it a lot. If you don't have vision in your woods, it's so hard to lane against him, because, yeah, you know he's going to spam Illuminate, but you don't know exactly when it's going to happen. And
yeah,
here comes Koikfa with a Haste Rune. Oh, he can. Oh, 4TR is so royally screwed. He doesn't have a point in that yet. He's only level 5, and he'll try to run for this, but Koikfa's going to look to run him down. Can he show off some fancy footwork?
His bottle's coming.
Here comes the living armor. The bottle has arrived. He's actually pretty speedy. Might make it out. 1 raise. There's another raise available. He's got to right-click him a few more times. It's not enough damage. Continues bottling up. 1 more raise would do it. Quake for the haste rune about to expire. Still diving. No, he'll back off.
Yeah, that's still... He has to go heal now. So that was still good, but luckily he had a salve on him and some tree armor.
They're winning all 3 lanes again. We've seen Liquid topping last hits denies 3 games in a row in all 3 lanes.
And Tree's one of those heroes that's not very good if you play him defensively. Like, putting him in a defensive tri-lane doesn't seem to be more of its forte. It's like, if you go aggressive with it, getting that Leech Seed, it hits 3 people. Like, it heals 3 people. It's ridiculous in tri-lane versus tri-lane.
It's really interesting how Treant play has evolved, because when he was first starting to see play, it was always like you pick OD or Weaver, and you just spam living armor on him, so he wins
that was
his lane.
when the armor was broken. Yeah,
now it seems like you're saying he's actually more of an aggressive support pick, even though he doesn't do a ton of damage in terms of spells. Just the Leech Seed right clicks and just making your lane you can always trade effectively, basically.
Yeah, that slow lasts 4.5 seconds, and he does like 90 damage per base hit. So like, if you get that on someone and hit him, it does so much damage, and you got 5 seconds to chase him down.
Well, they've decided they've had enough of this lane. They'll buy a smoke on the tree. They've got some
Illuminate's going on bottom lane.
Nice defensive disruption, dodging the arrow. Beautiful play. Still the 2-hero Illuminate connects. Tavo dropping low, but gets off the cold snap. TC, poison stacking up a bit. He might be okay with these phase boots. He'll salve. Oh, the poison's going to take it off.
Back in for the he's blocked.
That Illuminate doing work. First blood goes to Demon. Way 2 trapped in the trees by the creeps and will end up going down. TC's on the chase. He's got phase boots.
Kill here.
He can dive this. 1 more Illuminate. Could get 2 kills. They'll get the Shadow Demon. And Nedbone's in trouble now. Doesn't have a Leech Seed. Living armor cooling down. He needs a few seconds. But the dive has commenced. In comes the rotation from KNRD. He's level 6. He could turn this one. Kill off TC. Maybe kill off Demon as well. No, now Demon's got to retreat. Actually, there's no mod on KNRD.
No
He's
mana.
tanking tower shots, but should be okay.
Coddle's
Triple
way
kill
too
on the
fast.
Coddle.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see the fast Ag Scepter now, Fear.
We may, but he's probably going to go on Tranquil Boots and just buy all the support items so Wraith King can get some items. Because Wraith King, he needs items, way more than Coddle does. But he has a lot of gold now.
Yeah, mainly just like your Blink Dagger and something to give you a bit of mana.
Yeah, like some treads or something like that. It should be sufficient.
So, once again, Liquid running the Bulba Darkseer. We're going to see like a 10-minute mech, it looks like.
Again.
Yeah.
3 games in a row.
Well, teams are not really punishing. They just go aggressive every game, and they have the better tri-lane every game.
Yeah, and
So what I wonder, like, let's say a team drafts a stronger tri-lane than Liquid. What are they going to do at that point? Because this is like the same style 3 games in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
Do they have a plan B?
a lot of teams, like, Liquid has put a lot of thought into making really strong tri-lanes, like aggressive tri-lanes. And the thing is, like, this patch, you don't see aggressive tri-lanes very often. So a lot of teams don't know how to deal with it. And Liquid, like, put some thought into this, and they're exploiting it.
Do you think that's just teams being afraid to go aggressive, or do you think they're just really weak and it's generally a bad idea?
Generally, it's a bad idea to go aggressive. Aggressive tri-lanes are not that strong unless you have a nice pocket strat or other team that's really good. Anyways, they got
they
a
were
ward
ready
there.
with the Sentry. They find KNRD. He will get defensively disrupted. And now the Leech Seed comes out. The Illuminate splashes through. Almost cleared off KNRD, but he gets off the Carapace. The Wraith King falls. The Living Armor keeps him alive. And Liquid, well, it did require 4 heroes to rotate. And while that's happening, Quakefa free farming mid lane. He's rushed the Midas. And there's a lot of farm going Bulba's way, pushing the tower and working towards the mech. But they do get a kill, and they live to tell the tale. Liquid were ready, though. Great early use of sentries and prepared for that off-lane Nyx.
Good movement there from Falvo, just barely avoiding the Illuminate and the arrow.
Well, he's forced to go into these early phase boots bottom lane. And not something you normally see on Exor Invoker, but the amount of pressure he's under, he needs the survivability. Great defensive disruption again. Baga, he's dodged arrows for Tavo. He's saved him from Illuminates, from everything, but
need a TP.
he might go down anyway. Where's the backup here? The Nyx Assassin. He's already at the top rune. He's nowhere near this engagement. They did kill the Shadow Fiend mid. Sunstrike coming in, and TC, well, he'll still live through that
If
one.
they had 1 TP, I think that would have been a completely different story.
Yeah,
Or
in
if
good
Tree
news,
was
they
near.
did kill Shadow Fiend mid. So they lose 2 bottom, and they lose the tower.
Right.
Yeah, they get the Shadow Fiend. I guess it's not really great.
They lose
trade.
top tower as well.
Okay, they lost 2 towers and 2 kills for 1, so pretty bad.
Not the greatest, but not insurmountable as well.
Treads now up on the Shadow Fiend, sitting on 4,200 gold. Well, I guess the question is Naga farming well enough? Drops the Requiem. There's no Song of the Siren was already used. 40R coming back in. He's looking for a Riptide. It's cooling down. Sunstrike. No.
Not quite.
Not
Close.
gonna find
No,
it.
actually, not close, but it could have been close if he kept running that way.
Yeah, that was just
dumb as that
I like
sounds.
that though. It's like roll the dice, see if it hits. Because if
Just
that
a little
does
more
hit, that's a big
patience.
kill.
I think he just needs a little more patience. Wait until you know what he's gonna do, then go for it.
True.
Some farming in the jungle, some good old Naga play. Getting a lot of that today.
You sound so thrilled.
I know. That's just like lately, just the mids are just they don't move. Like this patch, mids don't move from mid. They just
Yeah,
sit there.
the drafts have been fairly dynamic, but there's just no reason to. Like runes feel not irrelevant, but for the mid heroes, it's normally the supports who get them.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Unless it happens to be spawning near you and like you randomly check that rune. And even then you get the rune, you just refill your bottle and save you a bottle crow trip sometimes.
So CNB needs to find a way to use this Invoker plus Shadow Demon common. Shadow Demon needs to leave bottom, which he is, which is good.
And they have the Nyx, so they have like a decent roaming combo, but Liquid are already taking the towers, are tanking up. Pegasus, he's picked up a point booster. Quakefa already has his treads. Way 2, getting close to level 6, so it's a strong ganking combo, but a lot of these heroes are not the easiest kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing as with our last couple games. The top 3 in net worth right now are all on Liquid, which is quite a problem. But it looks like we're finding a kill on TC, maybe, if we do it correctly.
Oh, the Impale's off the mark, and he hesitated. Should he have just gone for a straight Impale there, I guess?
He wouldn't have the damage.
Leech Seed does
But
come.
might get him.
Sunstrike, that's going to be on the mark. It connects
Nice.
on TC. A kill that they definitely needed.
Yeah, Marana thought that Nyx missed his thing. He was safe, but Tree and Protector and coming out from the trees. We got a Moonlight Shadow coming in.
Wraith King, level 3 stuns ready. It's not Carapace, and KNRD now will probably pay for this one. The Ion Shell on the Wraith King, he's diving deep. He's got his ultimate. If they focus him, he'll be able to get off that slow. Impale connects on 2. They're buying time for the rest of the team. They fight their way through the Ice Wall, continue to move forward. Illuminate, just clipping 1. That's the Invoker. Now jumping in is the Wraith King, still chasing. And Quakefoot joins the fight, gets the kill as well. Liquid are just not giving their opponents time to sit back and farm. If you want to draft greedy or passive against them, they will punish you. They will go take the fight to your jungle, take your tier 1 early, and just asphyxiate you.
Yeah, Liquid's playing this really well. And another thing that they're doing that I noticed is they're not, like, a lot of teams, they like to 5-man a lot, but Liquid's always having at least one other person not participating in the gank and farming up. So if something does go wrong, it's not disastrous, like they lose a 5-man wipe. If they do die with a few heroes, at least they have 1 or 2 heroes farming the map.
And it seems like it's mostly Quakefoot, but once in a while it will be TC. So it kind of fits with this idea of TC being the space creator and Quakefoot going for Midas and Shadow Fiend being the true one-position player.
Right, he's just going to be the greedy one here.
And again, it's has a very EG feel to it.
Right, does he not just want that DD rune or what? Just leaves it.
I don't, maybe, I guess he's thinking TC can get his hands on it. The Impale comes in. Jimmy, bit out of position here. Might go down. The mech comes in from Bulba. Medical evac at the last moment. Now King RD. Well, there is an overgrowth to keep him alive here. Nedbone buys him a bit of time, but he's still overrun. 5 heroes descend on mid, and now Liquid, they'll work on the tier 1. This will be their second tower of the game, and, well, we talked a bit about it. Wraith King, Shadow Fiend, very easy Rosh. And when these towers are down, good luck to CNB defending them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm kind of talking about about Treant Protector. It's like, when that hero doesn't lose tier 1 towers within the first, like, 15 minutes, it's very hard to play against. But they're on full defensive mode right now on CNB, and not seeing that their tower's gone down and they have a Tree Protector, what's Tree gonna do now? Like, his job is just to sit there, protect the towers, and just buy you time for your cores to get farmed. But now he's just gonna run around, and I don't know what his plan is. It's gonna be very difficult for a Treant Protector right now.
The other thing I feel like is overgrowth is a very underrated aspect of the hero. We've seen when teams draft Treant, like they'll pick Timbersaw with him, Ember Spirit, heroes that combo well with the AoE lockdown. But he doesn't actually have damage, and they don't have that much follow-up damage after the overgrowth.
They just have Invoker, basically.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a point of wax, so no Meteor, no Deafening Blast.
Yeah, and he's going for Recovery Midas on the Invoker. Getting close.
Like, I know when EG would pick Tree, a lot of the times it would be with Timbersaw, it would be with Ember Spirit. Sometimes we'd even see like just strong AoE supports.
Right. I mean, Witch Doctor too.
Yeah, Witch Doctor, another great example.
Basically, you want to take advantage of that overgrowth because it's a long lockdown. Just get something that works well with it.
Yeah, so I guess that's the one thing, like, looking back at CNB's draft, they are a bit lacking in, but...
I mean, that would have been their saving grace, I would say. Like, considering, like, early game doesn't go that great for them. They lose some towers, but at least they have the combo, but they don't even have the combo, so...
Well, here comes the smoke again. Liquid, relentless in their aggression. 3 heroes moving their way through the Radiant jungle. I'm just looking at the wards right now. All you see are red dots.
Yeah.
All in the Radiant jungle. And this is not
City.
Warcraft 3. Those are Dire wards.
Treant!
They found Ned.
Stay in the trees!
Yeah, he didn't listen.
Oh, great disruption.
That's another great disruption from Baga. He has been on point this game.
You can only be so defensive, though. He's been on point, but...
Yeah, his disruptions are just saving them from feeding. It's not getting them kills. End of the day.
It's not winning them team fights either. It's just like, I'll help you from living. They've been on point, but they need more. They need more than this.
They will find Bulba top. But how do they go on this Darkseer?
He has a blink dagger. Oh my lord.
It's level 11. At 15 minutes in, he's almost got the level 2 wall, and once he gets that, they'll have a BKB on Quakefoot. They can just start 5-manning everywhere. Take the Roche, threaten high ground. Naga is close to Relic, but there's so much AoE to kill the illusions. Like, I don't think this is going to stop them from forcing high ground.
Yeah, I mean, look at Nyx right now. Instead of looking for kills, all he can do is just stun some creeps in the jungle, because there's no one he can kill.
Yeah, he actually dove behind the tower. He's like, oh, there's a Darkseer here. Great. Oh, wait, I can't kill him.
Absolutely nothing.
Screw this.
Life is hard for CNB right now.
Well, they'll try and wrap around. Ned's going to waltz right into a world of pain. He's about to be spotted out. I'll drop an Observer Ward in vision of a dire one.
They saw that.
They won't bother with the D ward just yet.
They actually may have not saw the ward be dropped. So, they might be able to keep that ward. They would have killed it. Demon has sentries on him.
Yeah, I guess he was like right here. What I think they saw him walking in
here
that
that they didn't notice, one of the two.
Or they just don't care. It's like, great, you have a ward there. You're still not going into your jungle. Here comes the TP top from Quakefoot. There are 2 heroes hanging out for CNB. They go back for a 16-minute Midas on Invoker. Doesn't feel that late normally, but this game feels like it's developing very quickly. Blink in, trying to set up the back in the arrow, but way off the mark there for Bulba.
Cute idea, it didn't work.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't cost them anything. They still farm the lane, they'll push it in, and Roche has to be on the agenda very soon.
Yeah, it's not an easy combo to hit, so next time they do it, it'll probably be more accurate or hit. Something that you just need some practice with.
That's surprisingly optimistic for you. You're normally more of a cynic.
Well, when things are like easy to mess up, but that's a hard combo to hit.
Well, I just liked how you were like, oh, they'll probably hit it next time. They did proc the Aegis on the Shadow Fiend while I was...
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That's good.
No follow-up, though, and, well...
I mean, it's really good.
Frick, the new clock.
What is that? I don't even know
That
what that is.
each one of them represents a minute.
Ah, okay.
So, I believe this means the Aegis had a couple... It had like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, and then the Roche respawn can be anywhere from 0 to 3 minutes.
Alright, interesting. But losing that Aegis basically means they can't breach high ground for a while. So they can still get all the tier 2s, I think, relatively easy, but breaching high ground with an Aegis is going to be very hard. So they might just wait for the next Roche before they try to end this game.
Yeah, there's really no hurry. Naga, yeah, she'll get Radiance, but Liquid have a crap ton of AoE. So Naga will need Heart, Manta, Fit Booster, stuff like that to get
On bottom lane.
Tavo caught by the initiation from Quake, or way too. In comes the stun, and then the follow-ups there from Bulba and Demon.
Liquid is just on a roll today.
It feels like a completely different team.
It
Like,
really
the style
is, yeah.
is so... It's such the polar opposite how they've been playing. It's kind of crazy.
It's working. And one thing I noticed, like this... Oh,
they try to find the initiation here,
Oh.
but Quake unwinds the Requiem, connects on one. The raise is there, brings down Nedbo. Now looks for Keen RD. He's retreating out. The arrow will fly. It nails the knock in the
catches
face.
it.
Oh, she really did. That was quite a toss there from TC.
from
and
left field, she got it.
4DR. They were working together on that one, but they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think at this point they just feel like this sense of impending doom. Because right now when you go on this Shadow Fiend, they can't kill the Shadow Fiend. No matter what they do, the Shadow Fiend's just not going to die at that BKB. And then he's just going to use his ult, and then you all die. He's just way too farmed at this point.
They can impale him and then cold snap him, and then he'll have time to BKB. There's not enough burst.
Yeah, and then after that, it's all over. He's way too farmed.
And it's not like he's suffering for farm. 4,300 gold. He's got another item if he wants it.
Yeah, and we got a DD up on Mirana as well, just bringing in the Maelstrom, so she's getting really farmed as well, starting to hit. And we got 2,700 on Darkseer too. His next item, I'm assuming maybe a Shiva's. Could be something else, but I think Shiva's would be really good here for the combo with Shadow Fiend. Everyone gets really slowed, so the Requiem can do maximum damage.
And it sets up the Illuminate potentially. Speaking of
Yeah.
which, Demon about to finish an Egg Scepter. That's a 20-minute eggs on a 5-position cuddle. Well, like you said, if he gets it, it's going to be a stomp.
And
And
it is a stomp.
it's definitely entered stomp territory.
Yeah.
Almost, in fact, it's just about 1,000 gold advantage increase per minute.
Ouch.
So, yeah. Not
It's
1,000 gold per minute, 1,000 gold increase in lead per minute.
See, like, this is... I still bring this up, like, the Treant Protector thing. I see Treant Protector do one of two things. Get destroyed, or completely destroy the early game. Like, there's no in between with this hero. I've not seen any games with Treant Protector where they're, oh, the game's close. It's just going one way or the other every time I see it.
Do you think he's overrated, or the teams are just not using him correctly?
I think it's if it works, it really works, but if it doesn't, it really doesn't. It's just one of those heroes. Oh, Bulba wanted to vacuum up on the high ground. If he would have got that, that would have been cute, but at least they know they have a ward up there for sure. I'm going to de-ward that, and the little vision that CNB did have is now going to be removed.
Arrow flies through bottom lane, won't find an opening. They did finally take the tier 1 top, so it's something going their way, but they get de-warded. There's a gem up. No gem, just sentry wards. Full map control for Liquid.
Yeah, you have to be so scared right now if you're CNB to go outside of your base.
I do like how they're split pushing, though. Like, if you just sit in your base, you auto-lost, but it is super risky as we see the Invoker almost gets his
That
TP
was
canceled by
very
a
close.
vacuum.
Oh, TC.
We'll
No
get
leap
down
up.
bottom lane. There's a purge. He's been mana burned. He's lost almost all of his HP. Then the Sunstrike comes through. Ah, just off the
more
mark.
mana
Shadow
burn?
Poison stacking up. The mother mana burn. One more right click would do it. He jukes. The recall got canceled.
Oh, was
Then
that
impaled.
blind?
King RD. What a play.
That was a no. Was there a sentry there? Was that in range? I don't even know. It's close.
No. I think he just saw her running out of range. So he
Okay.
it just had the prediction of where she would
if
go.
that was like,
but it was
totally
just out
blind.
of range at the end there.
Caudle using that Ags, pulling around the Shadow Fiend. This is where split push gets ugly. So basically, he's gonna send him back to base, and then it's gonna be up again. And was it 3 seconds? Oh my God, that's ridiculous. This is gonna pull him back. He can be anywhere. He's like a tinker now.
It's literally it's literally free boots of travel for your entire team. Like, you can relocate your whole team in, what, 10, 15 seconds?
Yeah, I think that
basically?
needs to be changed. I think that cooldown on recall needs to be tinkered a little bit.
How do you feel about the heal? Is the heal
I have
okay?
not seen it in play yet, to be honest with you.
On paper, it seems pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's only during the day, I heard? Something
Yeah.
like that? Okay.
75% of its damage value is during daytime.
Yeah, so
But during the daytime, it's got a 10-second cooldown, so... I mean, if you do the math, it's like more than a mech every 10 seconds.
Right.
If you hit like a decent-sized creep wave / group of heroes.
So to counter Ag's Coddle, you pick Night Stalker.
Yes. Or you get a billion blade mails.
A billion blade mails, yes, that's another one. And you just get the
That's one of my favorite. I forget what the game was. It was like over here near the Dire Fountain. Team had 5 blade mails. The Coddle illuminates, and needless to say, Coddle dies.
Yeah, that's same thing with Tinker, very similar thing.
Yeah, Tinker can sometimes farm the Yule Scepter, which somewhat deals with the blade mails, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
I haven't seen that too many times. People don't use that enough to counter Tinker. Even though it's not that great, to be honest with you.
It's very situational. Like, if you have the kind of lineup that wants to end the game at a certain phase, then it can be the right choice, but blade mail is also a pretty... If you're buying 5 of them, it's kind of a big investment at that
Right.
point.
I'm very curious as why Quakefoot is so obsessed with this data list build, but they're going on Quakefoot right now. Got the 1 stun and the Purge.
Well, he's got BKB.
But-
Now they're running.
Yeah.
He is purged, though. This BKB won't last forever. And he is invis. That was his 9-second
Oh, he's
BKB.
gonna crit him?
No.
Oh, I didn't have vision. That was close. My fog is all messed up, so I can't even see that sometimes.
Yeah. Fear's actually casting this only with Radiant Fog on. So
Yeah, so I don't know.
he's
what
a little in
Dire's
the
doing.
dark about the dire vision here.
Just using my best judgment.
It's been decent so far.
Thank you. I'm glad to be decent.
Yeah. You get one thumb up.
Excellent.
There you go. No, it's good, of course. Here, Bulba gets caught out mid. There will be an Impale, Vendetta, Sunstrike follow-up. Is it enough to bring him down? It's
It is.
just enough. That was, if he gets off the mech there and they living armor him, that could have... Or not living armor him,
Wrong
just
team.
heal him. It could have really turned.
Yeah.
Getting my teams mixed up. It's been a long day, man.
But the farming continues. Quakefoot's back up to 2.5k. And what else do we have going on for items? What way two went for a blade mill? Very interesting.
Normally we see a Blink Treads first. That's like I'd say that's the most standard Wraith King build.
Right.
They don't really have... The other thing is they don't really have the best initiation. Like, they've been making it work, but it's Vacuum and Arrow, it's just Arrow, or
Yeah.
it's Moonlight Shadow. So I'm surprised you didn't go Blink, to be honest.
This is another great strategy as well with Shadow Fiend and Wraith King is another strat that's so good because you don't have to go Helm Dominator. Whenever you're with the Wraith King, you get free life leech, so you can go for more of these hard-hitting items without having to go into any life leech.
That was a big change. 'Cause
Yeah.
there was so long where like when he's Skeleton King is just the most useless hero ever.
It really
But they
was.
made the range lifesteal, and they kept on improving Reincarnation to the point where basically the entire enemy team stops moving when it goes off.
Yeah, it was at like 50%. It was good, and then it
Yeah.
went to like 75. Now it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And after this patch, it's like 100%. You just get rooted.
You start being dragged back to your previous location.
Yeah.
That's the next step.
Just ensnares you.
Kinardi is hunting once again, but Pegasus will... Demon. Man, what? Just use the name Demon. Like, what's your problem, Jimmy?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense to me, because as a player, like, you build up your own personal brand, like a certain name, then you just start using some random name, and it's hard for people who aren't super big fans of you to follow.
Well, he's on super sellout boy mode.
Yes. Yeah. That's true. I guess he's at least got a business reason. But then people like Eternal Envy, just,
Yeah, that's
anime of the day.
just disgusting.
Yes. Disgusting indeed. The worst.
So we're gonna have, like I said before, they were just gonna wait for the next rotation probably end. Once this butterfly is online, I think they just go walk down a lane and try to end this game. And all CNB has to I got it right. CNB has to do is just try to get a disruption off and that's like a Nick stun and try to kill off the Shadow Fiend before he can get anything off. But that's gonna be kind of hard to do, especially
well,
if
if
it's
he's-
Ags on Coddle.
Yeah, and if he has Aegis, you kill him once, then he's just going to come back and continue wrecking your base.
Yeah, you just have to find a way to kill him, get the Aegis out of the fight. Otherwise, they're just gonna hit the buildings. It's gonna die.
Yeah. Hit buildings, kill base, win game. That's the liquid strat at this point. No, they're at a point now where the Naga still just feels irrelevant. Boots of Travel Radiance, but like these illusions are not gonna survive against Keeper of the all this AoE. Maybe
Yeah.
once he gets Heart, and I would say like even the makings of the Manta, but it's just so far off.
I'm dying over here. I'm good now.
You have a mute button. by the way.
I think I used it before.
Okay.
I pressed the button. Anyways, we got the butterfly up. You can buy that on the side shop. A lot of players don't utilize that enough, but it's very good. And they're coming down here for a gank, but they just can't kill them. Like, they keep going for these, like, 2-man ganks on Shadow Fiend, but no way. You need at least 3 or 4 heroes, or you're not going to kill this guy.
They can at least force BKBs out, potentially, but yeah, the kill potential is simply not there.
Alright, they're dragging him. Looks like they want to gather up and go down mid now. There's no reason to. They've built up enough of a lead, and they have the Aegis. They don't want to do what they did last time, waste the Aegis and have to wait for another Roshan. And if they have to wait for another Roshan, that's when Naga will start kicking in. Right now, like you said, she's irrelevant. She just dies to AoE right now. Starfall, Illuminate, Raises, Vacuum, whatever. They all just die very fast. Naga doesn't become a threat until she gets like that heart and starts tanking up, and illusions become hard to kill. And right now, baby images.
Man, you do not want to focus this Shadow Fiend right now. Mjolnir buff on him, has the BKB, still has the Aegis available. You got to get rid of it, but we just see these Illuminates being spammed out by Demon, and it's like a free fountain trip for Koikfa. This is ridiculous.
You just have to walk into it, right? Yeah, and you get healed. Ridiculous.
Yeah, he was down to like 2/3 HP. He's suddenly back to full after a single Illuminate. Keeps on just banging away at the tier 1 mid and pushing forward. CNB really up against it now.
This is one of the first times I've seen the Coddle put into play with the Ags in a competitive game, but I'm a believer. I definitely don't believe in Sen's mid Coddle, but I think it should be a... Oh, vacuum to the low ground.
The low ground. Great initiation by Boba. Sets this one up, and then King RD, well, get chunked by a big crit. Oh, look, it is nighttime now, so...
Yeah. Well, to bring that point back up, I think putting Coddle in a position 4 is going to be super viable. Get him the Ags, have him halfway jungle, just defend towers, and get that Ags up and push like this when you get an advantage.
It's like a Sand King who offers you a lot more deep push early on and lane presence, but he can just farm the jungle equally quickly.
It gives you great sieging.
Yeah, which is weird, because Keeper of the Light used to be a purely defensive and turtley support pick, but this is a completely new way to play the hero.
Aegis goes down. It was intended. They can't really commit to anything on CNB. They could just get the Aegis, and Liquid's fine with trading Aegis for Rax. I think that's a good trade.
Yeah. Generally, Aegis for Rex at the 28-minute mark is
I don't think anyone's complaining here on Liquid.
No, Liquid are feeling pretty good. This is their 3rd game of the day, and well on their way to being 3-0. And truthfully, they've played all teams that I would say are in the top half of the group. CNB may be right near the middle, but I don't view CNB as like a bottom 3 or 4 team. I think they're more like 5-6 right now. And they already took down Sna. They played Revenge, so the main big name teams they still have to play. I think it's just NA Rejects, perhaps you could say Union Gaming.
I haven't seen enough. Like, I'm really biased because we've been watching Liquid all day.
Yeah.
But they're looking like the strongest right now. NAR is the other team that I would put in contention for them, but I haven't seen them play today, so I can't really say. But Liquid's been looking great today.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, come tomorrow, teams may have had a chance to look at some of the replays, see that they're playing one style every game.
Yeah, they have definitely have a pattern right here on their play style.
Do you know if they play NA Rejects today, or is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's the last match.
Okay.
It's Liquid's last match.
Gotcha. So, yeah, then I guess NAR may not have timed up a game plan for them. They'll probably at least check out a replay here or there before the match starts.
Yeah, the games are so close to each other, it's hard to scout.
Yeah,
but
you maybe have like 15 minutes off, you gotta get food, have a drink.
Yeah, they needed, I don't know if they have a manager, but if like having a manager scout all the games out would be sufficient.
Yeah, just give them a general idea of how they're drafting and playing. And
right.
Players can dig in a little bit more if there's anything useful.
Oh, did you see that ward in mid lane? That's so close to being dewarded.
Sad boys.
Yeah, I feel like that happens way more than it should.
You know, it's because of the Sentry Ward AoE chain that, what was it, like 3 patches ago?
Yeah, it was so long ago, though. It's like,
I don't know.
Everything's just on the edge now.
It's always so close.
It's so far.
That change definitely made things more dynamic in the offlane, as you can no longer just, like, guaranteed deward your camp with 2-3 wards every time.
It's a lot harder to ward now, and actually get away.
Also, the change where you only get 2 observer wards.
Yeah.
Like, those changes have, it seems like, fuel just a much more aggressive playstyle.
Which is good, in my opinion at least.
Yeah. Not necessarily tri-lane aggression, but just more, like, actually contesting the offlane instead of just blocking camps and going jungle and that sort of thing.
Right. What do we got here? We got, I think Bulba's just gonna push mid out, and then, you know, Coddle's just gonna recall him back.
Yeah, his boots of travel, but doesn't need to use those. It is nighttime now, so...
Yeah, you actually don't need...
Yeah.
food to travel when you have an axe coddle. It's like useless.
Yeah, he won't get the additional heal for this push, but I don't know if they particularly need it either. Quakefa's now got a Dominator to go with the Wraith King R. There will be a nice Impale to start this off, but Baga takes a huge Illuminate. Then the Vac comes through. They pop a Defensive Overgrowth. Just get the hell out. Then the Naga walks in. The Requiem's unwound, and the song, well, largely wasted here. They bought back a Shadow Demon.
They got no follow-up with the song, that's it.
We've seen a lot of that today. It's like you pick Naga, you pick Tree, and there's just very little follow-up.
The Wraith King slow gonna get Naga killed probably.
Oh boy, she's got nothing to do here but die. Buys back instantaneously, but to what end? Liquid's still at half HP. Maybe diving a bit too far though. They may lose way too if they're not careful. He'll be forced to retreat out. Here comes the Coddle Illuminates, if he's got the mana for it. Nah, looks like he won't get it. Oh, no, here we go. He's gonna heal up his whole team with this one. Look at their HP bars just go right up. They're all back at full HP. This Shadow Fiend's basically immortal.
Yeah, Shadow Demon just saved the Wraith King there with the disruption.
Jeez.
But they're
getting run over.
They can't do anything. Like, teams are overrating Naga. I feel like they're just like, they just think, oh, let's just put Naga mid, it's a free win. But they're not picking heroes around the Naga for it to be useful.
Yeah, they're not picking strong enough lanes that can, like, just win on their own and let Naga just sit mid, Bottle Crow, and farm her Relic. And they're also not picking heroes that combo with Song at all, so...
No, they're not. They're just hoping Naga gets farmed and they just get the GG button, like the PL effect. But,
yeah, it's like, if our opponents don't punish us, then we'll win.
Yeah,
but
these teams
are getting
against
punished.
good teams, it's not going to happen that way.
So, with that being said, Liquid 3-0 in the groups. They are playing... Who are they playing next? We will be casting them... No, we cast NAR versus Revenge, and then Snob versus CNB. Liquid will now play E-Hug. So, and then NAR on the main studio stream.
Okay.
So, some pretty big Liquid games coming up, but we're done with them for now. We get our first look at NAR here.
Excellent. Can't wait.
All right, guys, well, we're not going to make this one too long. If you want more coverage from the NA Hub, check out BTS 3 or BTS 1 or High Ground TV, or just go to beyondthesummit.tv. Of course, I'm LD. He's Fear. You can follow him on Twitter, twitter.com/FearDota. Myself, twitter.com/LDDota. By the way, you're like out of the camera. Yeah, you got to scooch. But,
all right, I'm in the camera now, guys.
There you go.
For next time, you can see my face.
Yes, indeed you can. So we'll be back, guys, in a little bit. It's going to be about, what, 1,700? No, it's going to be about 40 minutes. So
40.
we have a
decent break.
15:40. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, well, 30 minutes. 32 minutes. We'll be back for the next match. So see you guys then. Stay tuned.